Hey, it's the abstractionist. So, I was gonna get another deck other than the one that I'm showing you now. But I went to Barnes & Noble. I got there. I found this deck that I'm about to show you. I was like, like, it's a deck that, yeah, you can find at Barnes & Noble. But I was like, I don't know. It feels like a deck that wouldn't be at a physical Barnes & Noble location. It would be online. And so I was really drawn to it. And so I'm going to just do that. Like, so I was going to get that and the other deck. Which, you know, once I buy that, I'll show you guys. Because I'm getting more decks now for some reason. And I want to read and do spiritual practice, work and shit. I got nothing but time, ho. But, so I just decided to get it. So, the deck that I got is not a deck that you would expect, and it's not a deck that's talked about a lot now. I did do some YouTube searches and found like a few people were talking about it, but it's not like an overly popular deck. But it's the Mystical Healing Reading Cards, not Oracle Cards, by Ina Segal. So I like Ina Segal. I feel like I have I think I have had a deck from her. Maybe not. But I have heard of her. And I know she has good books. I feel like she isn't necessarily relevant in this time frame, like the 2010s, 2020s. But I feel like in the early 2000s, she was probably like popping. Maybe when you get to 2010, 2015-ish, she fell off a little bit. Because it feels like all the people that I like really like fuck with as far as their like work, their like their deck work, they were like popping. They were like popping in the, I don't know, they were popping in the like 80s, 90s, early 2000s, and then like kind of fell off. And then like, you know, we're discovering their stuff now, rediscovering their stuff, paying attention to this shit now. This deck says the copyright text is artwork and design is 2020, but I don't know if this is the first edition of this. But anyway, so it comes with a book like this, and I was drawn to it because I have the Da Vinci Tarot, but I gotta get another copy because I ordered it on eBay, and when the lady sent it, she was missing one card. And I wrote about it. She was like, I didn't know how many were supposed to be in there. I'm like, bro, like, I feel like it says fucking 78 on the box. You didn't even bother. You didn't even bother. That's what it was. You didn't bother. So, now what? I didn't request my money back or anything like that. Like, I just leave me alone. So I have to get that deck. And the reason why I wanted to get it was because I wanted that inventor's mind, that like God exploration kind of thing, like the inventor's mind, the beginner's mind. That's what it was feeling like with that deck. And I feel like the artwork on this like reminds me of the Da Vinci like tarot. So I am going to get that eventually. I will go from there. But I was looking at these cards and I did a little bit of a viewing of it on my phone while I was there at the store, because I was like, I'd be damned if I get this deck and I get home and I fucking hate it. But you gotta work with the deck also, so it doesn't really matter if you like look at a video or not. Like sometimes it just doesn't work out. But anyway, I will do a video at some point in time with my favorite designers, not designers, but favorite tarot deck designers, tarot deck spiritualists, whatever. Whether they be the artist, the creator, the writer, whatever, because there are people that I am really drawn to. Anyway, so the reason why I got these cards is, yes, the box was interesting. But it also said this, and this is the first paragraph that they gave, or sentence. Healing everything from fear and anxiety to ancestral patterns and karma, this deck will be one of the most profound and life-changing you have ever encountered. Now, that's a bold ass claim, but that keyed in on ancestral patterns. If you know me, I do a lot of ancestral work, which really is, I don't know, ancestral work is kind of a weird concept in spiritual communities because they be making it seem like you had to do like all this shit. And a lot of ancestral work is like recognizing and understanding and then like deviating away from like old patterns. Like generational curses, generational patterns. Like you may actually be cursed, I don't know. But a lot of it is just generational patterns that have been reaffirmed century after century, generation after generation. You know what I'm saying? And so to do ancestral work is to work on yourself, essentially. And people don't want to do that. So they be saying this, all this other shit, but it's just like ancestral work is like working on yourself. And build a relationship with yourself because you kind of start to see yourself and your parents and then like the people around you, and you see them and you, and it's like you get to know God, which is you, and God and other people, which is you, which is God, which is you, right? So that's like a lot, you know, to like deal with. Like it's not easy to do, but like it needs to be done. So you know, so anyway, it comes with, I know people would think this is so like dated looking and ugly, but like I like it. I kind of like it. And then the book itself, I like this book. It's very straightforward. This is what it looks like. It's really thin. Each card has its own page. It gives a little description, a little bit of an action. So it's a very like action oriented, and I do think it's Saturnian in that way. Like it wants you, like a Saturn and Earth kind of like thing. Maybe Saturn and fire or air. I don't feel like it's a Saturn and water deck as a Saturn and water person. But it wants you to do the work, and it wants you to evaluate yourself and look at it. And a lot of it has different motifs of being blindfolded, being masked, being hidden, being not duplicitous but multifaceted in some way. And I feel like if you like psychology, you probably would like this deck in some capacity. I do think that people would like it in some capacity. So there's that. And then the deck itself is a pretty good size. You don't get like 9,000 cards. You know how some people, they be criticizing the fact that you don't get like 80 cards, and it's like, come on, man. Like, come on. This one, what, you get like 40-ish? They're numbered. The pages, it's numbered. So you get 36. The bags look like this. And then this is some of the cards. I'm gonna try to make sure the cards aren't. And then it has the thing, and it has the image, and it has some words, right? So I just want to make sure I don't get one where like the person's like naked, because there is one where she's like straight naked on here. But I think it's like a heavy hitting thing. Heavy hitting, but in a way that's not ethereal. It's like it's not you going up there, it's you going down here. And that's why I'm saying like Saturn and Earth is down here. You have to deal with your shit down here. Saturn and water, it's not that it tricks you, but Saturn and water need you to go down there, but it's because your ideals and stuff like that need to be brought down. It's like a tether to your ideals, which are up there, that need to be actualized in 3D, and by you doing the work, you bring it down here. Versus here, you go down there, you retrieve stuff, and then you come back up. So yeah, so this is this deck. I really I like it. The reading is short and to the point, and I feel like if you get this deck, be prepared to work with it, and be prepared to have like, I don't know, like a actual rapport. I was just watching a reading before I clicked off because I was offended. When you avoid yourself, right? But it was saying like needing to develop a relationship. You do need to. I feel like this is a deck that doesn't take kindly to you ignoring what it says. Like, you need to actually listen, you need to actually read, and it wants your attention, and it kind of demands it too. And it's stern, but I like it. And it's dealing with ancestral patterns, so it's stuff that's dealing with like I don't know why I was getting hard in arteries. Yikes. Pluto is going into Aquarius, opposing Leo. Leo does rule the heart, and I'm a Leo moon, so my like heart center is that. And Pluto, when I was studying medical astrology, is kind of like annihilation when it comes to like health from the book that I was reading. So like consider that kind of annihilation energy. It really does seek to destroy those patterns, dissolve those patterns, and this is a more like subconscious, conscious, going deeper kind of thing, and retrieving those things and bringing them up, and then letting them like bring them into the sunlight and they dissolve, right? And a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but people that I watch, some of the more interesting people really enjoy sunlight as opposed to moonlight when it comes to manifestations and when it comes to your overall well-being, not just from a physical, biological standpoint, but from a spiritual, energetic standpoint of what sunlight does and what sunlight provides and brings as opposed to the moon. And that we're very lunar when it comes to the ways in which we explore magic and things like that. And that if you worked with the sun or the fire element, you actually probably would get better results because you're not in the murkiness. And that has its place, but that if you want to actually solve and move forward, be more action oriented, you probably need to use the fire element, because it's a lot better for that and it's a lot quicker, versus if you need deep diving, you probably would want to do water. You know, that's the thing. So anyway, this is this deck. I'm excited to use it, and I hope that, yeah, in the future I will introduce readings. I think I might get one for myself and one for you guys, but I don't know. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.